We are the keepers of the flame, the sacred order. Let the ceremony begin. And today, faithful acolytes, we take a look at this. And what this is from Otaste. And I know it. That in the habanero Topokki video for these guys that kept saying Q-taste, because I thought they were trying to go for a curlicue here, but it is Otaste is the actual name of this company. And their website is something completely different. So I don't know what Otaste is meant to mean, but if you haven't seen that video yet, you can check it out in the Spicy Noodles playlist, along with many other various sundries. But, so it is hot tteokbokki with noodle, by which they mean glass noodles. And there's nothing holding this on but the shrink. So let's take a look here and see if we can't. So we have red pepper paste, we have flavor enhancer powder, which I'm assuming is MSG, red pepper powder, we have spicy powder, black pepper powder. I don't know what the hot is. I'm expecting extract. Again, there's this cute little fork. That's dainty. Get that and go. We've got the packet here of the hot seasoning glass noodle. Okay, so in that other video, I did what I did. So the very first one, this came in a 3-pack. It said it was for a TikTok challenge. I've not been able to find the TikTok challenge. I don't think it exists. I think that is wishful thinking, that they were trying to hopefully stimulate a TikTok challenge, but I couldn't find one. And maybe by now there is one, who knows. But so the first time I did this with, there was a one called jajang, which is black bean based. There is no reason for me to do a video on that because it's not spicy. It's not meant to be. And it wasn't spicy. But what I did is I poured everything just like that. I took those, I threw those in there, and I boiled it for 3 minutes, which is kind of what they're going with in the instructions. The contents in the bowl, fill up to the fill line, and microwave for, it actually wants 330, but that's not necessary. You don't, like, this doesn't need to boil to cook. It essentially just needs to be warmed up. And same with these. These just need to soak in hot water. If you let them go too long, they start to dissolve. So what I did last time, the first time I threw everything in there and had kind of a mess. The second time, for that habanero flavor, I separated these out, threw the tteokbokki in a, these are all stuck together. Threw the tteokbokki in a bowl, this bowl, the other bowl actually, just a paper bowl like this. Threw that in with some water in the microwave, and then my kitchen stunk because I don't know if there's something in the ink that they use to print these or the coating that's on this or what, but something didn't like the microwave. Nothing looked burnt, it just stunk up my kitchen. So this time I'm going to put actually all these in a bowl, and then I'm going to transfer all of that into this bowl here. And then we'll come back and stir in the seasoning and see what we have. And I will report back to you as to whether or not that actually completed the desired results we were looking for of not having my kitchen smell like burnt popcorn. All right, so we've got these nice and cooked up, a little bit of water in there to make some sauce. Don't really need it. The sauce is pretty liquidy by itself, but yeah, save a little, just a touch in there. I find it helps mix this up a little bit. I'll make sure everything is nice and coated, of course. Yeah, this is not seeming to want to cooperate here. Here we go. Okay, so the hot flavor. I'm expecting this to be probably not as hot as the habanero, but who knows. It's hard to gauge a lot of this. Yeah, see, I left too much water in there. It's too runny. Well, piddle. Shame on me then. Shame on me. Shame on me. These noodles will not tend to absorb water, so they're not like other noodles of this type. What's interesting though is that, so I put those in the bowl, and it was kind of like gnocchi. You know, gnocchi only takes a minute or two to cook as well, and it rises to the top when it's ready. This did that briefly also before I transferred the bowls. I thought that was kind of interesting. I had not seen that before. All right, well, we'll do what we did last time. Just gonna get. These seem like they're a little more pillowy than last time. I actually went for the full 3 minutes and 30 seconds as opposed to the habanero video where it was only 3 minutes. So we'll see if that makes a difference. This noodle doesn't seem like it's behaving too well, but all right, let's just get into it. So the hot flavor I would put is kind of like a general bulgogi or kalbi, that sort of Korean barbecue. Maybe like a gochujang. Not particularly hot. Flavor's okay. I'm not quite getting even up to a default 1 here. Let's try some of these glass noodles. Yeah, flavor's not bad. No issue with the flavor. So, if you're curious, as to what the flavor is like for the sort of spicy chicken Korean barbecue, I don't necessarily want the extract hit. This is a pretty good one to get. It's a pretty good representation. Again, there's really not any heat to this though. You know, and I figured because the guy on the other one his face is all red. This one, she's got a little blush in her cheeks, but the other one I picture jalapeno. The other one I picture habanero, sorry. This one's got a picture of what looks like jalapenos. It's like there's little bits where I get it, it's like it wants to be hot. It isn't getting that. Even the concentrated sauce itself straight isn't really making it. I guess I'm going to reluctantly call this the default one. I really don't feel like it rises to that, though. Not all the way. But by that same token, that's kind of what the default one is meant to be, because I can't just say it has no heat at all, because they're clearly trying to have at least some degree of heat to it. It just is really, really low key. So, did I dump it? I did. An idiot. Oh, right on the crack, too. Awesome. I can have watery sauce on my floor. Yeehaw! Am I wearing any here? Okay. Enough of this frivolity and fun and games, I tell you. Alright, so. Yeah, I guess I got a really low-key, very light tingle. So I guess we'll call it a default one. It's not as hot as the habanero. But like I said, if you want an introduction, a safe introduction into the world of Korean noodles, the spicy chicken, the barbecue, the bulgogi, the gochujang, the even up to a kalbi, little traces of that in there, just to see what all the fuss is about, but you don't want to set your face on fire with extract. This is a good one actually to try that out if you want an introduction to Topokki while you're at it, which I think are just a fascinating form of noodle. Glass noodles I've had a million times. The Topokki is something that's kind of always a little bit interesting to me. Just that sort of sticky, chewy rice noodle concept is that dense is just always it's always kind of fascinating to me. But I mean, it's quite good, definitely. So I mean, flavor wise, I have no complaints. I have had better, but I've also had worse. So I would put this, outside of that introductory thing, I probably wouldn't ever get it again. And the last thing I need to do is be introduced to that style of sauce or food in general. But outside of that, this really is a really limited use for me. And if you can't tolerate the spice level in here, you can really safely stop, because this isn't, like I said, I don't think this is much more challenging than like a spicy snack food, like a spicy Doritos or, one of those. That it's about that sort of low key level, but yeah, very, very intriguing. I still don't understand why there's glass noodles with it though. It seems so odd to have both things. The glass noodles, I actually think I preferred a little bit this time because they concentrated the flavor a little bit better. The Topokki, it wants to run off of that because the rice noodles don't like things necessarily being stuck to them. But the glass noodles try to conglomerate together a little bit, and it stuck a little better to those, so I got a better sense of it. So not always the case, but it just seems so weird to me that they put both in there. I still don't understand that, but yeah, definitely worth a go for the ways that I mentioned for sure. But anyway, there it is, the Otaste Hot Topokki. I go forth in peace to serve the flame.